So all we're getting for Beehive is open your true mind and, oh my god, open your true mind and believe. Like when you're following the journey to the end, you've got no clue until you get to the end what's the punchline. Once again, doing him dirty. Give him a backstory. Obviously, you've got Singe there, who's a beekeeper. He's one of the bees. He leads the bee rebellion to, escape because all Singe wants is the honey. So you've got to get away. We want the honey for ourselves. We don't want a suppressor. Singe the evil guy. So we, lead a rebellion. Either fight him off or we flee with our little bee minions and survive. Come on, give me some. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, Malzahar, this is a League of Legends champion I'm going to be covering from the Void today. Last week, I went through Kassadin, and there was a connection clearly in his bio and his story between Kassadin and Malzahar, so it makes sense for him to be the next Void champion I cover. So, this is the Prophet of the Void. Now, League, listen, Riot League, whoever you want to call him, they've done the boy, they've done him dirty. The guy has a bio, right? And that's it. I assume he's got some skins, right? But normally I will go through a story, he doesn't have. I will go through interactions, he doesn't have. A login theme, he doesn't have. A spotlight. Listen, I'm not ever going to go through that spotlight. That spotlight is 12 or 13 years old. So, they've done him dirty. The guy has a bio and some skins that I will go through, and that is it. I'm going to have to rely on Magic App, use Fly's actual spotlight to pad this video out, so I will be putting that in here as well. But on another little quick rant before I get into his bio, this is what I don't understand. They've released this new interesting champion called Bel'Veth, amazing cinematic to introduce her as well, tied her in nicely with Kai'Sa. How are you going to do that but not pad out the existing champions from the Void that will be there to supplement this whole story arc? Just like you would do for the Rune Nation, you need to do the same for the Void. And I've got a sneaky feeling the rest of the crew from the Void have as sparse details as Malzahar. I hope they don't, but I've got a feeling they're gonna. The guy has nothing. So I don't understand what Riot are doing. I really don't. Give the guy some love before you drop a new champion. Jeez. Anyways, with that out of the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do his bio, then I'm going to do his story. No, not do his story. Then I'm going to do his skins, and then I'm going to finish off with his actual gameplay spotlight. Let's go. So this is the bio, Malzahar, Prophet of the Void. Now we actually get a. Let's be fair. We get like a little 20 or 30 second teaser trailer, you could say, in the run-up to the release of Bel'Veth, and we get a couple of them of different champions from the Void. One of them is Malzahar, but that's as good as he's going to get. So let's zoom in here. So beneath the glare of the Shuriman sun, there have always been those blessed with the power of foresight. The only son of aging trinket peddlers, Malzahar did not realize his gift until his parents had already succumbed to a wasting sickness, leaving the young traumatized as you would be, boy to fend for himself on the city streets of America. He read fortunes in the gutter for a coin or scraps of bread, so the boy has had a pretty tough life from the get-go. Pretty rough. So, as his auguries proved more and more accurate, his reputation, so what, prophecies, his predictions, his reputation grew. He used his second sight to predict who a curious camel might marry, or where throwing daggers would land in games of chance at the bazaar. Okay, soon he began to receive patrons dressed not in dirty sandals, but jeweled slippers. Okay, so the boy's getting some rep. Okay, however, for all this, Malzahar could never see his own destiny. Ironic. His future was hidden. Increasingly disillusioned with his success, he noted the common disparities of wealth, as we all do, and witnessed those unhappy with their lives acting out in spiteful violence against one another. It was apparent to him that people were bound up in a never-ending cycle of pain, often of their own making, so true, and no hopeful prophecy seemed able to break it. Okay, Malzahar himself soon felt nothing but a sense of emptiness. Finally, I cannot speak today. Requinchling. Bruh. We'll get there. Ready?
Relinquish.
Relinquishing. My God. Relinquishing. Do you know when it's you've heard it, and once you've heard it you can say it, and you know how it's supposed to sound, but you just can't get it out. Okay, I can't get it out again. Relinquishing.
Relinquish.
Relinquishing. Relinquishing his mortal possessions and leaving Amakara for good. This is tough. For years he roamed the land from the trackless waste of the lesser side to the ruins of old Shurima. By distancing himself from others, he was alone with his thoughts at last. Okay, and then the void no doubt appears. He divined not just how callous people could be, but also how corrupt the world might yet become. Feverish visions began to plague his waking hours, along with otherworldly whispers of war and strife and endless suffering. Okay, so the guy's got some visions. He wandered far until the sands turned to salt. Okay, so he's getting to the sea, I imagine. Yeah. He could not know that he had arrived at, Icathia, a lost city ravaged in the wars of a bygone era, which we found out about in the previous bio from Kassadin. There, gazing into the depths of the ragged abyss, Malzahar opened his unsteady mind, desperate for understanding. So maybe this is a prequel to what we find out in the bio from Kassadin as well. And the void answered, okay. That would have been the end of another tale, and yet somehow Malzahar endured. What lay in the darkness below brushed against the soul of the broken seer, only for an instant, and yet its strange and ennobled energies saturated his mind completely. The lone figure had eventually strode out of Icathia was no longer just a man, but something greater. Okay, Malzahar had seen in the abyss an end to all the suffering he had witnessed in his mortal lifetime. He realised the future he had believed hidden from him all this time was in fact a vision of his true calling, to accelerate the world towards inevitable oblivion. Okay, so that is his conclusion. He had to return to the people and spread word of the holy nothingness that would gladly embrace them, the willing and non-believers alike, and he will become the herald of the world's salvation, hence why he is their prophet. Ironic, ties in with what he was doing before he became the Malzahar of the Void. Among the nomads of the deep desert, he found his first disciples. Before their astonished eyes, he used the new void-given powers to rend the very earth itself. Okay, summoning chittering, nightmarish creatures to carry away anyone who dared to deny him. Within a matter of months, strange rumours began to travel that the merchant caravans, rumours of men and women gladly sacrificing themselves to unseen powers, and of powerful quakes opening up in the bedrock of Shurima in new fault lines, hundreds of miles long. No doubt one of them was the previous city that Kassadin's family was from, and maybe also Kaiser's. In the years since, Malzahar's legend has spread even to the northern ports. As flowering followers of the prophet grow in number, nearby settlers are said to experience malefic visions grasping at their hearts, and fear gives rise to superstition. Even the hardy villagers of the far west now make offerings of livestock to appease the voiding creatures below. I'm sure we saw examples of that in the Kaiser bio or story as well. Little do they know, this only helps Malzahar in shepherding the coming of the end. So instead of keeping them away, you're actually drawing them to you. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so he has no story. His bio's kind of packed, so it gives a little bit more information in that as well. Clearly you can see that he's connected to Kassadin and Kaiser, and I like how he's the prophet that is to foretell the coming of the Void. That's taking on the characteristics and the traits that he already had, which is kind of like this jester, this fortune teller of events. So yeah, cool. Interesting how that went along. However, the guy has got nothing else. Apart from his skins, the poor guy has got nothing else. So what I think I might do actually, after I've done the skins, I might briefly go over that most recent The Prophet teaser trailer for The Void that the League dropped maybe about a month ago. I might go over that as well. Anyways, let's move on now to the skins. Let's go. Okay, so this is Malzahar's original skin, a zealous seer dedicated to the unification of all life. Malzahar truly believes a newly emergent void to be the path to Runeterra's salvation. Okay, in the desert wastes of Shurima, he followed the voices that whispered in his mind all the way to ancient Icathia. Amidst the ruins of the land, he gazed into the dark heart of the void itself and was gifted new power and purpose, hence why we've got the look we have here. Malzahar now sees himself as a shepherd empowered to bring others into the fold or to release the voidling creatures that dwell beneath. Cool. I like this original base skin. I wonder what the sword is there at his side. I don't think I've ever seen him take it out, but it's there. So that would be a nice touch on a skin, wouldn't it, if he was wielding the sword. Okay, cool. So the next one. Ooh. No bio for this one, but this is Shadow Prince Malzahar. Feeling that. I like the contrast of the difference between his cloak and his hood. Nice contrast there. Cool. Okay. Next one is Djinn Malzahar. Kind of like the genie. No bio for that as well. So this is continuing the theme of just doing this guy dirty. The guy has no lore, no bio, no background. Wow. Okay, but that was okay. It's decent. What do we have here? Overlord. Yeah, Overlord. Okay. Once again, no bio. Overlord Malzahar. Just dash out the skin. Just allow the bio. Just forget him for that. Poor lad. But that's okay as well. I mean, if I had a bio, it nicely complements. It gives him a bit more of depth, then I could run off that. But okay. It's cool. It's cool. Battle boss. So this is okay, good. So we've got some bio here. Battle boss. So much for Vega. A boss hailing from a long forgotten game cabinet, Malzahar broke free from the last remaining copy of his game to invade nearby machines, Wreck-It Ralph. Now he has made his way to Arcade World, shredding the code of his enemies with an army of intelligent viruses. Okay, a nice play on the whole situation of his lore. I like how they've done that with this. Cool. And the skin itself looks pretty decent as well. Looks a little bit like it'll come back to me. Worldbreaker. Now this is what I'm talking about. Worldbreaker. With the world revitalized, so this is at the end, there came another wave of titans. Most fearsome of all was Malzahar, the once great protector of animals. Hence the kind of the animal-like hood. Vengeful over the horrors of the previous extinction, the holy shaman succumbed to anger, and there in the depths of his rage, his magic turned dark, fueling a fury to end all life. From the depths of the seas to the peaks of the mountains. Nice. Okay, I like this one as well. I like the shield he's got around him as well. The look. Definitely my most favourite so far. Cool. Okay, into the next one. So, I've seen this within the game as well, Beehive. So, all we're getting for Beehive is open your true mind and, oh my god. Like when you're following the journey to the end, you've got no clue until you get to the end what's the punchline. That was it. Open your true mind and believe. Once again, doing him dirty. Give him a backstory. Obviously, you've got Singe there, who's a beekeeper. He's one of the bees. He leads the bee rebellion to, escape because all Singe wants is the honey. So you've got to get away. We want the honey for ourselves. We don't want a suppressor. Singe the evil guy. So we, lead a rebellion. Either fight him off or we flee with our little bee minions and survive. Come on, give me something. It looks okay, though. It looks okay. It's interesting. Let's put it that way. And then we have, okay, this one's looking like it's got some potential. Debonair Malzahar, an associate of LeBlanc from her days in Crime City. The Crime City skins are popping as well. Akali Crime skin, Akali and Shaco. Woo! Now established as a mover and shaker in his own right, while the two cross paths on occasion, Malzahar has certain outside interests to consider, and those business partners have promised him more than any mortal could ever dream of. Ooh, I wonder what it is. And Malzahar's looking like a Chad there. Okay, once again, the sword is sheathed. It'd be nice if that was out, but liking it. You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at that Bizahar. It's just... We've got a few more here. So we have Visor? Malzahar, cool, but once again, no bio. Why are you giving me no bio? Look at this, give me some. This looks so interesting. Next one, Snow Day. Prophets of Doom love the Snow Day as much as anybody, perhaps even more, since Malzahar knows everything will one day be swallowed by the void, so why not have a good time while you can? Clad in fashionable winter gear and flanked by an army of voidling poros, he's ready to usher in the snowball apocalypse. Okay, I can get with that. The look as well is pretty cool. I'm sure Singe has got a similar one. Snaideri Singe, don't they? I think so. And then the final one, ooh, okay, rare and as it should be, rare and limited. This is definitely rare and limited. Hextech Malzahar. Upon hearing that the origin of the Hextech lay in his homeland of Shurima, Malzahar ventured out into the wastelands alone. There, after suffering a life-changing revelation, he became its greatest messenger, claiming to see prophecies of the coming of a second Hextech resistance. Okay, interesting bio there for that one, but that is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about for skin. So, my top 3 skins would have to be, number 3, Debonair. Love the Debonair skin, that will be number 3. Number 2 is Willbreaker. Really liking the look of this one. Really do like it. Yeah. But number 1, come on. This is number 1. This is, yeah, really good. Really good skin. Looks nothing like him though, in a way. Would I have worked out that's Malzahar? I'm not too sure. But this is a really, really good skin, for me personally. So they're my top 3 skins. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through again the very short teaser for the Void, which is the Prophet Malzahar. Let's go. Okay.
My prophet, your empress has arrived. Witness your reward. The end of everything.
Oh, okay. Yep. I mean, so good. So good. The music for the Void and Belveth is just incredible. Let's just start off with that. This little teaser is nice as well. Clearly we see here near the beginning.
My prophet.
Obviously she calls him the prophet. He can see things before they happen. She gives him even more power, maybe to see even more things before they happen.
Has arrived.
I like this here. We can see obviously a bit of his past. He's had a pretty rough childhood as well. And what I like as well is you can see this is the sun disk or sundial or whatever you want to call it from Shurima, the focal point of Shurima in the city when it's revolving around Azir. This is broken. Clearly corrupted, broken and destroyed by the Void. You can see the Void there as well. And he's ushering in this new Great Age. So, I guess that kind of adds to what we read about before. And since the boy Malzahar has nothing apart from your bio, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. So, this has added another minute onto this video, which is a good thing. And I'm going to finish off now with his actual spotlight, because his original spotlight was one of the oldest I've ever seen. It wouldn't really be fair to do that, not just for you watching, but also for me, because no doubt his kit's completely changed from that point onwards. So let's go through Magikarp Use Fly Spotlight, which is on Malzahar. Let's go.
Welcome to League of Legends Actual Champion Spotlight, featuring Malzahar, the Prophet of the Void. So if you want to be Ace, this is the perfect champion for you. Make people rage quit because they can't do anything when you're around, grab some AD shit and pretend you're a Pokemon trainer, but then realize this isn't Earth mode, but you know what? Fuck it. This isn't Earth mode, but this isn't bitch mode either, so you do you, boo-boo. Get in there and cause more mayhem than a rhino in a glass door with C4 strapped onto him and Shia LaBeouf riding on his backside, hyped up on Mountain Dew, yelling, "Farmers #1!" Who's Malzahar weak against? Trick question. No one, because I said so, and he has a boss as fuck dance.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. They're giving him and Vladimir, great dancing. I mean, come on.
Rengar trying to fuck you? Nah. Fuck him right in the pussy. And he trying to fuck you? Nah. Fuck her right in the pussy. Give her a hug because now.
You can't be saying that about Annie. Come on.
You also trying to fuck
for obvious reasons.
Fight you? I mean, I don't know if you swing like that, but if you give me 10 shots of Black Label and punch me in the face a couple times, I'd probably fuck him too. I mean, your passive lets you summon a Pokemon every time you use 4 abilities and gains attack damage, armor, and 100% bonus attack speed.
Pokemon Master.
So if you're running AD Malzahar, this shit will do all the work for you. You know those guys that go to a party and bring their acoustic guitars with them, and at some point in the party they pull it out and start playing their shitty cover of some Gabe Bondoc YouTube song bullshit? You're nothing like those guys. I just hate those shit states, but you're still an asshole. Over here. Come on, let me get over here, you fucking bitch. Get the fuck over here, you motherfucker. Man, you should read me when I was 7 years old. Oh my god.
What is this? What is that? Some little mini wolf that's following Vi. What? Oh, he did. Ooh, okay. Okay.
Your Q call the void is an AoE silence, and you better use this shit before Riot decides to take it away from him like every other fucking champion. Cassidy's joke doesn't even make sense anymore.
These are true facts about Malzahar. With me, Morgan Freeman.
Yes, Morgan Freeman.
Malzahar is a pile of rocks. The night when Malzahar was born was the same night that I, Morgan Freeman, saved everybody from 9/11. It never happened. I can confirm because just like League of Legends, life is not real. Jaden Smith, 2015. Also, when I was 10 years of age, I, Morgan Freeman, out of the pure stupidity, created the building blocks of the Avengers 2. I apologize for my actions. I am Morgan Freeman, March of the Penguins.
Malzahar's W is no zone. You put a circle on the ground and it does damage. Okay, moving on. Your E is your malefic visions. You start to see
that quick.
Angelina Jolie playing in her most pivotal role in Swordfish. You put your E on a minion, and after it kills it, you gain mana for no fucking reason except for the fact that you're just playing the goddamn game. It's literally space AIDS. And as unoriginal as that is, that's literally what it's AIDS. AIDS on AIDS on AIDS on AIDS. I can't explain it any other way. It's literally AIDS. So let's bring back Morgan Freeman to talk about your E.
Hello,
not again.
I am Morgan Freeman. Malzahar once asked me if I was Morgan Freeman, to which I replied,
how are you going to give no bio to that skin? I mean...
Yes, I am Morgan Freeman.
Come on.
You are correct in stating that. I, Morgan Freeman, am in fact Morgan Freeman.
What?
I am a Stegosaurus.
Magikarp, why aren't you explaining Malzahar? Because I don't want you guys to know how fucking strong. Because this is the worst champion in the entire game, and you should never play him. You should not bring him into a ranked game and use his overly complicated spells to not raise your LP. All right, let's run this fucker home because I have to make a video about Poppy next week. And let's be honest, the only reason why you play Malzahar, it isn't because of the AIDS. Well, I mean, it is. You hold down a champion, suppressing them for 2.5 seconds.
You see what he calls the ultimate. To be fair, it is kind of just kind of soon.
Where it's a true fact that Riot just uses the same audio from that one chick that fell over on the news. So here's what you do. You use your Q thing to silence them, put your W down to deal % health damage, use your E on them, and then ult. It's really not that exciting. Playing Malzahar is like sitting in traffic for 3 hours, but you know, at least in traffic, you can listen to... Squeeze.
Okay, so hopefully, I'm sure I got more from this video in terms of his most current kit than the one I would have watched, which was the official one. I think so. This is what I love about his videos though. Half the videos aren't even about the thing you've clicked on to watch, but because it's so entertaining, you'll still watch the video. Yeah, and I've been on the receiving end of his ultimate as well. Yeah, it's so frustrating, so annoying. And I think that's the end of the video.
Monologue of it seems that you have fallen into my trap. I am Morgan Freeman.
Not again.
Here's a monologue of March of the Penguins. Once upon a time, there...
This is what I mean? This is mad. Anyways, I think I'll leave it here today, guys, in this one. Hopefully you enjoyed my very quick thoughts and reactions and review of the champion Malzahar. Just to recap on it as well, I feel like they've done him a little bit dirty. They could have gone into a bit more of his lore, his story, given him a login thing, given him something. And I think that's now more important than ever because of what's going on with the whole situation with the Void, the story and lore they're trying to push forward with this, and also this champion Belveth as well. So I'm going to continue on the theme of Void. I might go for Cho'Gath next or someone along them lines, someone else in the Void. Fingers crossed it's not as weak as Malzahar, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Anyways, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.